Hello, I'm MC Wright, and thank you for listening to Three Best Friends podcast. This is our show one shot where usually just one of us, or maybe more of us, just talk about a little topic for a little bit. It's almost like a little snippet of a main topic, but just enough for you to get your fix and then move on with your day. So I'm here joined with Mike of our Three Best Friends.
Just a little snippet.
Just a little snippet.
A little snippet.
And as you can tell from the title episode, today we're going to talk about Celeste. The video game that's on, I believe, only Switch and PS4. Is it on PC as well?
I think it's on everything now. I think it's on Xbox also.
Okay. I always forget things are on Xbox.
Yeah, me too. I think a lot of people do.
So, okay, Celeste. Before I went into this game, everyone was talking about how they're crying. Did you have a moment like that in this game?
100%. So, granted, it's been a while since I beat it, and I played it at launch. I beat it to completion like maybe that week. But it's just the theme of her crippling anxiety and just her fear of failure and just that overall theme of herself beating herself up. So I'm going to get a little real.
Okay. And
this is something I admitted to you guys this past year at PSX, but I keep hidden from a lot of people. I suffer is a weird word because this is going to sound like kind of a ridiculous thing, but I do have an eating disorder called SED, selective eating disorder, which is essentially extreme picky eating, where to the point where I get anxious about like events that revolve around food or like family dinners or going out to eat with somebody or whatever. So I do deal with a lot of anxiety when it comes to that, and just being able to connect to Madeline in this way, and just this is the first time that I could really remember where a character was feeling some sort of anxiety or like self-doubt or not a lot of faith in themselves, not being proud of themselves, and really connecting with me. So like there was a moment where I think it's when they're going up the tram, like the monorail or whatever you want to call it, like what the fuck are those called?
Right.
Ski lift?
It's definitely not a tram. Yeah.
I don't fucking know, man. I'm a New Yorker.
This tram has an incline.
The 4 train going to fucking Woodlawn. You know? And she like totally shuts down, and I forgot the other character's name. Like I want to say it's a love interest, but they didn't really flat out say it.
I'm actually glad they didn't.
Yeah, me too. But do you remember his name?
I don't.
Okay, so that character is pretty much, she's with her and he's like, hey, breathe, we're going to be okay. And then there's that beautiful scene of doing the gameplay with the feather.
The feather.
Trying to keep it in the circle. There are a lot of moments where if I'm in a real life situation where I feel like I'm fucking shutting down, I have to take a moment and breathe and just tell myself like, hey, this is stupid. No one cares. This is just you acting out. And that was the first moment where I was like, fuck, this game is going to really break me down at the end. And just the one moment that like brought a tear to me is like her accepting evil Madeline or whatever they named her, and like just her accepting all of her doubts, because her doubts and her anxiety and all the quote unquote flaws are what makes her a better person. They are a part of her, and accepting them makes you stronger.
Right.
Yeah, that hit me pretty hard.
Okay, I had figured that's what the moment was, because everywhere you read a review on this game was about how like people were crying and stuff when they're playing it. So I almost wish I didn't know that going in. I think I would have had more of an impact on me rather than, trying to figure out what moment's going to make me cry. The part that did get me a little bit, and I have had several panic attacks in my early adulthood, which crippling. They fucking suck.
Dude, tell me about it.
For no reason at all. One time it just happened when I was with a friend on vacation, and in the middle of the night, like I woke up and I couldn't not breathe. So I had to like walk outside and try and get some fresh air.
Yeah.
So the feather thing definitely hit me. Like, I know this to a T. But the part that almost got me was just there's that one level that's literally just her and the dude talking, and there's just this huge dialogue tree. And when the question came up that he asked her, like, I think the direct, do you know what depression is, or something like that, I think is the line.
Yeah.
Like, that's, like, I was choking up. Because I've suffered through depression a lot in my life. So I never fully cried, but the game was definitely emotional. And on two different spectrums, because god damn is that game hard.
So, yeah, I do want to talk about the difficulty since we are talking about the emotional conflict of it. So I was literally just talking to my friend about this yesterday, who just picked it up and beat it. And he wasn't too crazy about it. He said that it was a little too frustrating for him. I took the frustration as a part of the story.
Right.
Like,
no, totally.
where...
Yeah,
where, like, it was frustrating because you weren't confident in your gameplay. Kind of similar to how Madeline wasn't confident in herself. And when you do finally beat that section of the level, you feel this fucking rush of just like, yes, I overcame it. What's next? Let's do it. And I felt like that was a real connection with that character. And I love that. And also the fact, like, there's a lot of comparisons to Meat Boy, obviously. But where Meat Boy kind of like not shoves it in your face, but like it shows you all of your deaths once you beat a level, and it's like
Super Meat Boy is definitely masochistic.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, Super Meat Boy is definitely like purposely masochist. Whatever. I can't. It's late. I'm not going to try to speak English right now. But Celeste is very forgiving, like emotionally forgiving. Where it's still like hard as nails gameplay wise, but it doesn't make you feel like shit for failing.
Yeah. No. Yeah, and I did love how, like, if you do die, you just reset to, like, the opening of that area.
Yeah.
Rather than, like, having to repeat a stage or anything like that. And I absolutely loved the fight between her and her mirror self near the end of the game.
Yes.
Where, like, progressively just keeps, like, it keeps getting harder and harder and harder until, like, she finally reaches that catharsis of, like, I can't get rid of you, like, you're actually part of me.
Oh, it's seriously like one of the most beautiful games I played in a while.
And the soundtrack, so good.
God, can we talk about the fucking score for a second?
For a while, like, I thought it was done by Disaster Piece, because there's I don't want to say instrument, but there's definitely like a sound he uses for his music that you can hear in It Follows, Fez, and
yeah, it's that
Hyper Light Drifter.
It's that certain synth quality that
right. And like
Lena Raine,
right?
Yes,
and she just knocked it out of the park.
It's the first soundtrack in a while where I'm at work and I literally just throw it on Spotify, and I can listen to it like I'm listening to like just a regular album or whatever. They pressed it on vinyl. I cannot wait to receive that in the mail. It's probably gonna be my most played record for a while. Because it's such awesome, just loungy background music, and it just ranges from like super happy chiptune to fucking depressing and like, oh my god, help me,
depressing, and then like super amped up, and like, it hits all the different notes.
It's beautiful.
Which, people do like it. That soundtrack is so organic in that it's human. Like, it goes through all the different emotions. So it was short. It was hard. But I love the story. I'll eventually one of these days go back and try and figure out how to get those crystal hearts. Because at the end of the game, because like I got close to one of them, but I couldn't figure out how to unlock it. And at the end of the game, like, there's a whole area that you actually have to get all those if you want to play that level. So it's like,
yeah. So I'm currently like, whenever I don't feel like playing anything really, I'll jump into try to do some of the B sides, and I know there are C sides eventually. Ooh, the B-sides are really fucking tough. They're really hard. I'm still on the first one. I'm in a section of the first one that I just don't know how to get through. And I was like, yep, I'm good for now. I'll hold off and I'll play some Mario Odyssey instead.
Yeah, it's definitely a game like when Super Meat Boy came out originally on the PC and Xbox. Like, that was a game like I could play for short bursts and stuff, and then I get so angry, or I'm playing it too long and my thumb starts to hurt because using a D-pad, you can't use an analog stick.
Yeah.
So
I do want to shout out the side characters also. So the I forgot her name.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot a lot of people's names, but the old woman is great. She's hilarious.
I love the old woman, like, and how the Haas just kind of keep trailing off and following you.
I do want to come back to that for a second. Yeah, but the other side character, we talked about the guy, and the evil version, the hotel owner.
Oh yeah, I felt so bad about
Yeah.
that guy.
Fuck his level. That was the most that was the toughest levels for me. But yeah, no, you just feel so bad. He just keeps trying, and he's just again like another kind of theme, just of being trapped by your own kind of self-doubt. But yeah, no, going back to the old woman with the Haas, like leaving the word bubble, the speech bubble. I love that, especially like towards the end where your mirror self starts getting really pissed. She like climbs out of her little character square or whatever, and just like progressively climbs out, just like kind of breaking that fourth wall a little bit. And like the two pictures of the dialogue people or whatever, fucking technical terminology over here, they're just kind of like staring at each other through the speech patterns or whatever.
Yeah.
Just like artistically, this game is awesome in lamest terms, because I obviously can't describe it right now.
Agree. And this is from the dude that did
Towerfall,
Towerfall, yeah.
which is crazy.
Like I knew it. I thought I had remembered like reading it somewhere that the guy who did Towerfall was working on someone else. But as soon as I saw like the in-game character sprites, not like the artwork when they're talking,
Yeah,
like it's almost the exact same like of style that he used.
It is.
Towerfall. I'm like, oh, cool.
it's a beautiful style.
It is. I like it. Like
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of like the not chibi, but like the blank face, because like it'd
Yeah.
be way too small to draw emotions on something that size.
And like, you know how people were saying like with Gorilla, for example, how with Horizon they were brought up to a whole new level from Killzone. I feel like to some extent this guy is on like a whole new level from Towerfall.
Right. Yeah. Because like he came out of the gate, made this super fun like arena game that you can play with friends.
Yeah.
And then just out of the blue, like just shifted. Like he created a completely just single player experience with a story that matters, and everything in this game is super done well. It's hard, but it's forgiving too. So.
And yeah, speaking of that, shout out to the assist mode. Like, I didn't really jump into it, but the fact that it's there if you do want to just experience the story without the frustration, that's awesome.
I love that more games are doing that.
Yeah.
Especially now, like I have this girlfriend and everything, and she's not the best at video games. Like, she's getting a lot better, and she's now actually interested in Fortnite. Yeah, we both have that life.
Side note, why the fuck did we make that the debut one-shot?
Why the what?
Why the fuck did we make that the debut one-shot?
It's Jake. It was gonna happen.
Yeah, that's what I get for being sick.
Yeah. But yeah, so she's definitely getting better, but I love that some games like the Uncharted games, Last of Us, I believe, has it too.
Yeah.
The story modes.
Yeah, it's great.
Because like when I first heard about Celeste, like when it was out and everyone talking about how great the story was, she was asking like what games she could pick up on her Switch that I got her for our anniversary, and so I was looking into that, and then I saw the gameplay. I'm like, oh yeah, no, she can't play this. So I actually did not know it had a story mode, so maybe I'll have her actually play it now.
Yeah, I didn't look too much into it, but it has a bunch of different parameters, so you could do it. It could be as forgiving as you want it to be. So it gives you more lives. It slows down the jumps, stuff like that. It's cool.
That's the thing that unlocks when you beat it.
No, it's even before you beat it, which is great.
Huh.
So, like, if you go into that game, like, you spend the $20 on this game, and you don't know really what it's about, and it gets, like, super frustrating right away, and you're like, fuck this, you can see there is an assist mode. Even when you go into the assist mode, there's a menu that pops up saying, like, hey, this isn't really the way to experience this game, but, you know, we want you to see the story, whatever. It's also very forgiving. It doesn't make you feel bad for it.
Nice.
Which is awesome.
I did not know that was, I'll have to let her see that now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about, Celeste. I definitely enjoyed my time with it. I was just I was curious as to like where it did affect other people because everyone else was talking about how much this hit them emotionally. So thank you for sharing that with me.
Yeah. Always.
I was definitely curious.
Just to end it, I mean, this was my game of the year up until God of War. It's still like up there with God of War for me, just because of that emotional tie. It's fucking brilliant.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely see like it's video games like as we were talking about earlier about what game would be a game of the year and stuff like that. It's always going to be what ties more to you emotionally.
Yeah.
So awesome. Well, thank you all for listening. This has been Three Best Friends podcast one shot. I believe this. I don't know what number this is, so I'm not going to say. And we'll probably just edit this part out.
476.
Yeah. Thank you all for listening, and have a fantastic night.
Bye.